So first of all, I want to let you guys know that I am not about the polygamy or polyamory life. Like, no judgment to anybody that has chosen that lifestyle for themselves, but it is personally not my preference or my cup of tea. So I choose to step aside when it comes to that because I'm all about monogamy. So I met this guy when I was about 21, 22, when I was in the middle of my undergrad back home in Nairobi, Kenya, my home city and country. And I think there was about a 15 to 20 year difference between the two of us. I was just busy in school, you know, having fun, making friends, dating here and there, nothing serious. And basically the university was like an international institution. So people from all over the world, you know, diplomats, blah, 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 people who work in the UN used to go there for further education or take their kids there if they're in the country. So this guy worked in an international organization in Kenya, and he used to travel to different countries every 3 to 4 years. So every country he went to, he used to make sure that he collected a degree, like either a master's or, you know, bachelor's or whatever. So he was doing the same thing now that he was in Kenya for a while. So in university, like when I was not having any classes, when I was on a break or whatever, there's a particular place where my friends and I used to go and hang out at and have like coffees, milkshakes, whatever. So he would also hang out there. And when he saw me, he approached me and I instantly dismissed him. I was like, leave, like, talk up, get out of here. Because I thought like he was trying to hit on me, but actually at that point he wasn't. He was just trying to be like genuinely nice and be friendly. So when I realized that, I spoke to him and I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. So we actually hit it off and became good friends, and this guy was really a good friend to me. Like while I was dating, he used to give me like relationship advice, career advice, academic advice, like just world advice in general. He was a very intelligent individual, and obviously he was like 20 years older than me or 15 years older than me, so he obviously knew a lot about things that I had no idea about. So I really respected this person, respected his character, his temperament, like I respected everything about him. So I did also want to be friends with him at some point. Like I was in the friendship, I was also enjoying the friendship because I felt like I had so much to learn from him. Now whenever we hang out, I noticed a couple of weird things. First of all, every time people from his community would see him, they would come and greet him like uber respectfully, like too much respect, like it was almost like kissing ass. They would be saying hi to him while holding their arms and bowing their head. They would kneel down, they would lie down stomach flat on the ground before they would say hi to him. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? But I didn't even ask any questions because me, I'm the kind of person, like honestly, I don't judge. I could see something extremely weird and I'll just be like, oh, okay, you do you. So I always wondered like, okay, what the heck is going on? Why are people treating him in this way? Like he's some sort of like king or something. Anyway, I ignored it. I didn't even ask anything about it because I didn't want him to feel like I was paying attention to his clout. Then I also noticed that he was giving a lot of money to different people. Like so many people used to come and ask him for money, and he used to just give out money like it was nothing. Kenya shillings, his country's currency, USD. And I was like, what the heck is going on? You know, like he was just like an ATM. I even saw him giving, like, I don't even want to say that because I don't want to like implicate him, but like he was giving money to big people even within the university, and I was like, whoa, okay, what's happening? Anyway, so we continued with our friendship, and this guy was really nice to me. He went out of his way to make sure I was good. He even spoiled me, and this was honestly at that point like no strings attached. This dude one time bought me like a $5,000 Rolex. I had no idea about the value and worth of things at that point. Like I said, I was young, I was a small girl, I didn't know anything. The only thing I knew was the pocket money that my mom gave me every month, which to me, like everyone who receives pocket money from their parents, like it's never enough, you know what I mean? So that's all I knew how to manage. So I was being given a watch. I didn't even understand or even think about how much it was worth. So I remember the watch stopped working. And do you know where I took it for fixing? Do you know where I took this $5,000 Rolex for fixing? I took it to the back streets of Nairobi City. You guys who have been to Nairobi or who are in Nairobi, you know what I mean when I say the back streets of Nairobi. I took it there for fixing because I thought I was really smart, but no, I was very dumb. I was very silly. So obviously, these guys robbed me. They robbed me. And why wouldn't they? I was such an easy target. They basically removed everything, all the mechanics and cogs and things within the Rolex that make it a Rolex, and replaced it with some fake-ish from like a Casio watch. So all I had was like the gold shell of the watch and then some random things inside. So on the surface, it looks like everything is okay, but on the inside, the watch was no longer the watch. So I got the watch back, but obviously after like a week or two, it was still acting up. So I told him this time round, and he took me to some Indian store to have it fixed. And this guy opened it and he was like, oh my goodness, like you guys have been robbed. You guys have been robbed. So I had to confess and say what had happened to the watch. And I was so worried and scared, not scared of him, but just like the value of the watch. And I wanted to pee, like I wanted to like just release whatever I could release on myself because I was just weak. I was just like done. I couldn't believe that I had lost or wasted so much money. And I felt so bad. I was crying. And the guy was like, yo, relax. Like, he was only upset at the people who robbed me, but he wasn't even pissed at me at all. He was like, yo, relax. It's just a watch. Like, it's just a Rolex watch. You can get more of that later. Like, don't worry about it. And I was just like, oh, like, I just still felt so bad. Like, I couldn't get over it. This dude, like a week later, got me another watch, another Rolex watch, like a different kind, but all the same, another Rolex watch. I kept it for longer, but this time I got robbed. Like, I got robbed, like, seriously, like, give us a watch or we'll put this poop in your face. So I had to give them the watch before I got attacked. So I was robbed. And I guess maybe God in his own way was like, you are not supposed to be receiving anything from this individual. Do not receive gifts from him. So yeah. But yeah, he was a good friend. He was very patient. He was very easy to talk to. He was very intelligent. So I had a lot of respect for him. Now, as our friendship continued, this guy basically started trying to hint that he liked me as more than a friend. And I reminded him that I told you I can only be your friend, period. And when I said that, he let it go. Then a while later, I began working at a big media house in Kenya. And he lived like right next door to the studios, like maybe a 5-minute drive from the studios. So every time I had like my lunch break for like an hour when I was working, I would go over to his house, he'd cook me lunch, would talk, would eat, and then he'd bring me back to work. So that was going on for a while. And then one of the days I was there, all of a sudden, I noticed pictures of kids and a woman, and I was like,
I'm in danger.
You guys, I realized this guy was married and had 2 kids. And I was like, oh my God, you're gonna make me go to hell. This is like, what? And again, we were just friends. It was strictly platonic, but we were close. And I personally do not believe in having close friendships with people who are married, like married men. I can't do that. I feel like that is disrespectful. That is crossing boundaries. The only close friend of a person who's married should be their wife. Do you know what I mean? So I felt so bad and so guilty because I had no idea, because, you know, I've been going out to eat with this person. We've been sharing secrets. He's been giving me advice. I've cried on his shoulder before. And I was like, all the while this guy is married and has children, like, dang. And he has never even talked about them. So instantly, I panicked. I grabbed my bags and I ran out the door. And I'm like, I'm done. We're no longer friends. This guy followed me all the way to work. It's a 5-minute drive, but walking is like 20 minutes. For those 20 minutes, this guy was following me, trying to explain, telling me how he's in love with me, telling me he's not lying, he's not doing anything wrong, that he is in a polygamous relationship and his wife actually approves and consents to it. And he has told his wife about me and she wants to meet me. And I just thought that he was talking a load of crap because he was caught and was panicking in the moment. So I wasn't even listening. I was literally like running, like, leave me alone. But he wouldn't leave me alone. Like, he just kept like talking and explaining. I didn't even want to listen. Like, I just blanked out. So after that time, I did not speak to him for very many months. Like, I blocked him. I refused to say hi to him when I saw him. If I saw him coming this way, I would go this way. Like, I was just avoiding him because I'm like, bro, you are not gonna put me in any mess that I did not know about. Like, I'm not about that life. I'm not about that drama. So I'm out of here. So he started dating some other girl who I'm guessing knew that he was married and wanted to be a second wife. And I remember I also started dating someone who knew about him, and that person kept trying to tell me negative things about him to kind of like spoil his image in my eyes. You know, like, oh, I heard that he's sleeping with all these girls and paying them money. I heard he's doing this. I heard he's doing this. Or like, it was just weird. And I'm like, why are we still talking about him? Like, he's no longer my friend. Like, stop being insecure. So anyway, fast forward to many months later, because we really didn't talk for a very long time. He finally reaches out to me and he's like, listen, I need to talk to you because I finished my program, I finished my work contract, so I'm about to leave the country for a while before I figure out what's next. So I would really like to speak to you before I leave because I need you to understand that I'm not lying to you and I know we've had a good friendship and I don't want us to leave on such a bad note. I don't want you to like regret our friendship or have a lack of respect for me. So I told him I'll think about it. So after a week or so, like literally 3 days before he left, out of curiosity, I was like, you know what? Let me go hear what he has to say. I'm not gonna be his friend, but I really just wanna understand, like, polygamy? Really? What? Like, that is mad. Like, really? And I knew he was dating the other girl anyway, so it really didn't matter to me. I just wanted to understand, like, what was going on and just kind of hold on to something because I really respected this person and I wanted to continue to respect him. So he asked me to meet him somewhere. He got me a cab. I went. The restaurant was really full. So when we met, I just saw him waving. I didn't see who was around him. So I just made a beeline straight for him. When I got there, there was a woman. The same woman that I saw in the pictures was sitting down next to him. And I was like, Jesus, it is finished. I surrender. If this woman would have bit my ass, like if she stood up to beat me, like I think I would have just taken it. Like I would have probably just taken it because I'm like, I deserve this. Like, why am I even here? Why? Curiosity killed the cat. Why am I going to listen? Like, this is a setup. They want to kill me. Like, I didn't know what to expect. But I said, let me just compose myself and sit down. So this guy is all hugging me and me, I'm just sitting like this, like, the wife is just here looking at me smiling. He basically lays everything on the table and starts talking about how he's in love with me. He has known me for 2 to 3 years. He loves my character. You know, he's been advising me he's been giving me so much advice about so many different things. Like, he's seen me angry, irritated, hurt, happy. Like, he just said, in a nutshell, he just loves the person that I am. And he feels that I would be the best person to be his spouse, his wife, the mother of his children, and he has made his decision that it's me. He was dating this and this girl before, but he didn't like her. He tried, but he didn't like her, but he's like, he wants to give me that, like, he wants me basically to be his woman. And he knows that I've been rejecting him constantly for 2 to 3 years, but for some reason that made him feel even more strongly towards me. And that he had told his wife everything and that she actually felt like he was making a good choice and she wanted to meet me as well before they left. I was so freaking confused. In my head, I'm wondering, where was this woman when I was going to this guy's house to eat? Like, maybe she was out of the country and just came because he was about to leave. I don't know. But as he was talking and saying how he's in love with me, she's there nodding her head. How I'm so beautiful. She's like, yeah, she's smiling at me like she's watching a freaking TED Talk. I was like, wow, okay. So he just laid everything on the table basically and said that he really wants me to reconsider. So the wife now steps in and starts talking to me and basically telling me everything that her husband has told her, and she feels that I'm a very good girl, I'm a very nice lady, and that they would want me to be part of their family. That, you know, my grades are good, they know I'm intelligent, she sees I'm beautiful, I'm kind, I'm this, like, he has told me so many things. And she was even mentioning how, why would I go and waste my time trying to date a young boy my age who's just gonna disappoint me? That I should join their family and they will both take care of me and make sure I'm good. She's telling me how, you know, she's okay with whatever I want. We can make a schedule based off of how often I would like to see him, because we'll be living back and forth between the two of us, and she's good with anything. Like, she has had him for very many years, so if I want to hug him, that's fine. If I want him around often, that's fine. Like, whatever I want to do, she will do. That they're ready to give me money to pay for my for me to further my education if I like, to buy me a house, to buy me whatever cars I want, to make sure I have a monthly allowance, just make sure that I'm set up for life. Like, I'm their responsibility, I'm their baby, I'm their princess. And I was just like, eh. Like, I was listening, but I could not believe what I was hearing. I thought I was dreaming. Like, this lady, this very nice lady, was literally marketing her husband, was literally trying to convince me why. Like, if she was not talking about her husband, I would have probably agreed to whatever it is she was saying, because what she was saying sounded really good, you know? And she was telling me, you know, I know it's a lot to take in, so you take your time, sweetheart, take your time. We're here for you, we love you. I was like, yes! Ooh. Anyway, we're here for you, we love you, blah, 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 blah. We're leaving the country, but we might renew our contract, come back here. But in the meantime, take your sweet time, think about it. We're not gonna bother you. You call us, you contact us when you've made your decision. And here, take some money to, you know, hold you down for a bit. She gave me an envelope with this notes. Like, it was a lot of money. And I was like, no, it's fine. She's like, no, take it. She put it in my bag. I didn't even say anything. I was just shell-shocked. He asked me if I wanted him to drop me back home, and I was like, no thanks, I'm okay. Like, I was walking out, but I felt like I was floating. Like, I don't even know how I got home. I was not there mentally. I was just in shock. And when I went home, I laid down on my bed and I was like, what the heck? I even opened the envelope. I'm like, what's going on? And I remember closing my eyes and lying on my bed and trying to think, like, to imagine the possibility of what they were proposing to me. And I was like, bro, I can never, and I will never. But the fact that the only thing that stood in between me and that lifestyle was me saying yes, ooh, I was shook, I was scared. I was so scared. And I remember I mentioned it to someone and they were like, oh my God, why would you say no? I wish it was me, or I've been married already. Like, second wife things, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, I was shook. So after a while, like about a week or two, I sent like a long message and, you know, very politely let him know I appreciate our friendship. I'm glad that he wasn't lying to me and he's not a cheater per se. But I'm not about that life and I cannot accept the proposal. Like, I'm really sorry, but I cannot. And just letting him know that, you know, I care about him, I respect him as a friend, and I wish him all the best in his venture to find a second wife or whatever. But I am out. I am done. So after I sent the message and I confirmed that he had received it, I blocked them all. I blocked them. And, you know, they tried reaching out to me like via email, via Facebook Messenger, but I didn't even read the message. I didn't read anything. I didn't want to see. So I just like deleted it without reading. And it wasn't because I was angry or felt some type of way. It's just something I didn't want to be a part of, and I just chose to remove myself completely. So I have not had from them for many years, and I like it that way. I do not want to be friends anymore because I know what me being friends with them comes with. So I chose to remove myself completely from that situation because I am all about monogamy. And if I had done that, I would have sold myself short because I would never have had the opportunity to meet my lovely husband. And honestly, that would have been the greatest loss of my life. So I thank God that I chose to stay true to my values, no matter how tempting they made the offer. And I think it worked out in the end for me. So yes, that is my experience with how I almost became a second wife. The only thing that stood between me and that lifestyle was just a word. Yes, that was literally the only thing. But I'm glad that I made the right choice, and I hope that you guys are also making the right choices for your life. Do not sell yourself short, no matter how tempting it might seem. Do not sell yourself short and make the right choices for yourself. Remember to follow me on Instagram and subscribe below to this channel so that you can be the first person to receive notifications as soon as I release my next video. I will see you next time. Bye!